Ada tak? Ke dia delete? Mana? Oh, ada. Ya, bagi start balik. Dekat YouTube.
Sakit perut lah.
Sekejap. Kenapa ada dua suara? Oh, okey.
Saya mute yang saya punya tu lah.
Boleh. Kalau tak mute pun boleh. Okay, so So, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm Balkis and this is my partner, Ainul. And today we are going to make a movie review about these two movies, which are the first one is The Paramedic and the second one is Psycho. So we're going to start with the paramedic movie, which will be presented by me. So the paramedic movie is actually a Spanish movie named El Practicante, or the English name is The Paramedic, directed by Carlos Torres, written by David Pisola and Hector Hernandez Dicen. Okay. So the paramedic, oh, sorry. Eh, Okay, so The Paramedic was released on September 16, 2020 on Netflix. So you can go and watch it on Netflix. There are three main characters in these movies, which are the first one is Angel, the second one is Vane, and the third one is Ricardo. Okay, the synopsis of this movie is the first one is Angel was a paramedic making decent money, had a beautiful girlfriend in Vin, had a beautiful girlfriend named Vin, and perhaps the only issue in his life was that his neighbor Vicente had a dog that would bark all through the night. So every night this dog, Vicente dog, will bark and will disturb both of them. Anyway, Ben studied about animals, and she really liked the dog. While for the angel, he doesn't like the dog and have a plan to kill the dog. And he killed the dog. Okay, so however, after a car accident, Angel goes from just being rude. He does lose the ability to walk, so you can understand him lashing out at Ricardo, his colleague who was driving. So he can't accept it and he starts to hate his friend Ricardo because the one who drives the ambulance is Ricardo. So he keeps saying that because of you, I lost the ability to walk. He said that the only job that Ricardo needs to do is drive the ambulance, but why this accident happens? Okay, so but as Wayne begins to understand how much the accident didn't hurt or break apart of Angel, but exposed who he truly is. So begins a dangerous situation with a desperate man. So the girl one is Vane, and the man one is Anger. Okay, so the paramedic revolves around a man called Angel who works as an emergency medical technician and lives with his girlfriend, Wayne, the woman one. Soon into the movie, it is revealed that despite being a paramedic, Angel has no empathy for others, including his girlfriend. So he does job and always manipulate her into doing what he wants. So when Angel said A, so the girlfriend, her girlfriend, his girlfriend need to follow A. Okay, so next, as the plot of the film unfolds further, Angel meets with an accident which leaves him paralyzed from the waist down. He grows insecure and starts suspecting that his girlfriend is cheating on him. Whether he hack her phone and start tracking her everywhere she goes and monitor everything that she does. So next, okay, when Ben finds out about this, she leaves him and later start dating Angel's former colleague Ricardo. This made Angel extremely jealous and he set on a mission to get Van back into his life. He calls her to his house to give her back her stuff and she does come to visit him. However, Angel tricks Vin and gives her a sedative and imprison her. For information, sedative can make you sleepy and can make you sleepy. So then he start giving her epidural anesthesia, which takes away her ability to walk too. Further, in the plot, Anchor goes ahead and kills Ricardo, whom he sees as a potential threat. Okay? When Anchor kidnapped Wayne, so Ricardo keeps searching Wayne and he suspects Angel kidnapped her. So because of that, he killed Ricardo. Okay, and then one day Van plans her escape, and when Anchor was out of the house, she is able to free herself from the rope and is able to run out of the door of the house. However, Anchor comes back, and the two have an encounter on the stairwell. Both of them have an encounter on the stairwell. Determined to escape her misery, Van pushes him down the him down the stairwell and ankle then gets paralyzed from neck below. And in the end, Ankle was in the hospital paralyzed from the neck below. Then comes back and gets discharged. She promised to take care of him and takes him out of the hospital. So next slide. So in this theory, there are four personality disorder and theory in there are four theory and personality disorder that shown in this movie. The first one is frustration aggression hypothesis. The second one is intimate partner violence. The third one is paranoid personality disorder. And the last one is obsessive love disorder. So the first one is frustration aggression that proposed in 1939 by John Toller. So before I start, I know I want to ask you, do you think aggression is always the result of prior frustration?
Oh no.
No.
I think yes, because frustration will lead to aggression to extent that it elicits negative emotion. Moreover, frustration is only one form of unpleasant negative effect that can provoke violent responses.
Okay. So that is your opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay. Okay. So frustration always produces an aggressive urge. Frustrated groups may unleash their aggression on a convenient social target, often a minority group. So the example of minority group is women or black people. Okay, so people make a research why they unleash their aggression on a minority group. So these are the several purposes. The first one is it channels the expression of aggression impulse and creates cathartic relief once the aggression has been released. The second one is it is socially undesirable to behave violently towards others in the absence of justification, but prejudicial attitudes can be used to justify or the expression of hostility. The third one is the theory of scapegoating, suggests that victim blaming exagger- exacerbated by the projection of guilt and guilt that frustrated parties feel as a result of their own prejudice and violent activity. So scapegoating is a person who is blamed for the wrongdoings, mistake, or fault of others, especially for reasons of expediency. So the next one is, next slide, intimate partner violence or IPV. Okay, IPV is abuse or aggression that occur in a romantic relationship. IPV is related to serious health issue. So IPV can include any of these type of behavior. The first one is physical violence is when the person hurts or tries to hurt a partner by hitting, kicking, or using another type of physical force. Second one is stalking is a pattern of repeated unwanted attention and contact by a partner that cause fear or concern for one's own safety or the safety or someone close to the victim. The third one is psychological aggression is the use of verbal or non-verbal communication with the intent to harm another partner mentally or emotionally and or to exert control over another partner. So this is that the fact about IPV. About 1 in 5 women and about 1 in 7 men report having experienced severe physical violence. About 1 in 5 women and 1 in 12 men have experienced contact sexual violence, and 10 of women and 2% of men report having been stalked by intimate partner. So the next one is paranoid personality disorder. The next slide for PPD. Okay, so PPD is one of a group of conditions called Cluster A personality disorder, which involve odd or eccentric ways of thinking. So people with this disorder will doubt the commitment, loyalty, or trustworthiness of others, believing others are using or deceiving them. They generally react with anger and are quick to retaliate, and they are generally cold and distant in their relationship with others and might become controlling and jealous. Angel is very controlling and jealous towards his partner, Finn. And the last one is have recurrent suspicions without reason that their spouse or lovers are being unfaithful. So the next one is obsessive love disorder or OLD. Okay, when people have this mental disorder, they will become obsessed with one person you think you might be in love with. You might feel the need to protect your loved one obsessively, or even become controlling of them as if they were a possession. So people with this mental illness will obsessive thought about the person, possessive thought and action, extremely jealous over another interpersonal interaction, and controlling where the other person goes and the activity they engage in. So uh, Angel, he hacked their phone and start tracking her everywhere she goes and monitor everything that she does. So that's all from me. Now it is your turn. Yeah. Mm, Okay. Wait. Okay, movie review.
Hello everyone, I want to do movie review about the movie is Psycho.
Wait.
I want to review a movie. The movie name is Psycho. Next slide, please. This movie is made in India and directed and written by Miskin. Next slide. Now I start with the storyline. Gautam is a blind musician is in love with a radio jockey named Dagini. After multiple attempts by Gautam, Dagini asks him to meet her at a place that she will be talking about in her radio station. Gautam listened to the radio all day and managed to find the place, which is a train station. Dagini hopefully waiting for him. Dagini sees the psycho killer all of a sudden. She feels afraid and tries to escape, but the psycho managed to sedate her. Gautam reached the place in time but failed to save her due to his blindness. However, using his sense of smell, he realized that something is wrong. Next slide. The next day, the police goes to Gautam and extract information from him. From that conversation, Gautam knows that a total of 14 girls were abducted. 13 of them got murdered and the recently kidnapped was Dagini. Gautam soon realized that the police cannot help him to find Dagini, so he decided to save Dagini by himself. The psycho is about to behead Dagini, but he noticed that there is no sense of fear in her. He asked her for the reason why she not scared at all, and she replied that Gautam will find her within a week regardless of her death, and then the psycho will be answering for his crime soon. The psycho leave her chained to a wall and accept that as a challenge. Gautam uses various methods to find the killer with the help of Kamala. Kamala is a handicapped ex-police officer who was previously dealing with that case. Together, they both deduce that the psycho must be a rich man who owned a pig farm using the smell from the decayed body of the murdered girl. Using relevant information from him, they manage to find the killer. Next slide. In meantime, Dagini managed to go around the psycho's lair. She sees that psycho keep the head of woman that he had murdered as trophy at wall. She sees a jailed woman and a dead police corpse. The jailed woman um, revealed that the psycho was an orphan and her former student. The psycho used to masturbate, so she used to beat him 60 times every day for all 665 days in a year for his mistake. While the policeman has molested the psycho when take the psycho to children's jail. She began sympathize to the psycho. After half an hour, Gautam runs and rescues Dagini. They both manage to run away from that place. Next slide, please. Later on, it is evident that Dagini has been affected by Stockholm disorder, as she sympathized with the psychopath because questioned by their press and refused to consider him a killer, but understand his innocent heart filled with pain, and she said if she were his mother or sister, she would have cared him so much and he would not have to become a killer. The psycho sees the interview, realizes his mistakes, and finally feeling loved by someone. The movie ends with the psycho jumping off the cliff with a smile on his face. Next slide. They have four theory and personality disorder that show in movie. First is psychopathic disorder. Second, Bowlesby evolutionary theory of attachment. Third, antisocial personality disorder. Lastly, Sigmund Freud theory. Next slide. The psychopathic disorder. Psychopathic disorder is type of personality disorder that affects someone's behavior. The person's behavior becomes strange and abnormal. Sometimes the behavior are harmful and destructive that can make their surrounding endangered and unsafe. A person who has personality disorder gets the illness by various causes and so does a psychopath. One of most powerful causes is childhood experience. Childhood experience bring huge impact in developing children's psychological state and personality. Markowitz explained more about the cause of personality disorder. The characteristic of a psychopath mental illness sufferer, especially a psychopath, sometimes hide their illness and tend to live as normal as possible. In some cases, they are not aware of their mental illness. People cannot judge someone as a psychopath through his appearance. However, there are some significant characters that can be noticed from psychopath's action once people get closer to him. Next slide. The second one is Bowlby's evolutionary theory of attachment. John Bowlby was a psychoanalyst like Freud and believed that mental health and behavior problems could be attributed to early childhood. Attachment is a special emotional relationship that involves an exchange of comfort, care, and pleasure. Essentially, Bowlby suggests that the nature of monotropy, attachment conceptualized as being a vital and close bond with just one attachment figure, means that a failure to initiate or a breakdown of the maternal attachment will lead to serious negative consequences possible, including affectionless psychopath. The main reason the psycho in this movie is his teacher beat him without any mercy. He also didn't have anyone to make himself being comfort and share feeling with him. He also an orphan, so he didn't know the meaning of love. Because of lack of love, he become depressed, finally become a psychopath. Next slide, please. Next slide. The third one is antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial personality disorder defined as a pervasive pattern of violation. Hello. Antisocial personality disorder is defined as a pervasive pattern of violation of the right of others. Antisocial individuals do not respect the right of others. Some of them justify harassing others by believing they have been harassed because they consider themselves to be abused and abused by society. In a psychiatric interview, they may look harmless and little attractive, but under the mask of their mind, there is aggression, hostility, anger, and tension. Factor that causes antisocial personality disorder is trauma or abuse early in childhood. In biologically, they have unusual level of serotonin. They may have some genetic factor and they may have problem with drug and alcohol. According to this movie, the movie clearly showed that the psycho didn't have good childhood life, and he also killed many girls without any mercy, so he may have antisocial personality disorder. Next slide. The last theory that the last theory is Sigmund Freud theory. Sigmund Freud, Sigmund Freud said that structure of personality have three. There is id, ego, and superego. Simply, we can say that id is pleasure, ego is reality, and superego is moral principle. It is the selfish part of ourself. The it, according to Sigmund Freud theory, is the part of unconscious that seeks pleasure. The it does not have a grasp of any form of reality or consequence. Freud understands that some people are controlled by the it because it makes people engage in need-satisfying behavior without any accordance with what is right or wrong. According to this movie, the psycho behaved more to it than ego and superego. It is because he did the murder without consider any morality and want to satisfy himself by cut off their head. Next slide.
Are you done?
Yeah, next slide.
My line is so bad. Sorry.
It's okay. So let's watch the movie trailer. So thank you everyone for watching my movie review.
Thank you, everyone. And